Fourth year in a row that we are doing this. This is me once again spewing my wisdom from the little years that I have lived. But yeah, we are doing 24 lessons turning 24 because I'm turning 24 on the day that you're seeing this, hopefully. Fingers crossed. On the 23rd of November, I get to turn 24 years old. So this is what I have learned in the 24 years that I've been on this earth, apparently. Getting my glasses for this one because I want to feel and look serious, because this is serious stuff we're about to talk about. Number one, once again, because I said this last time, once again, knowing better does not always equate to doing better. Just because you have the knowledge of how you should be a better person does not mean that you will in fact be a better person. You actually have to put in the work to be the said better person. And that is just an example amongst many more. Number two, the most important point of therapy, this literally just goes with what I just said. The most important point of therapy isn't what you talk about, but what you do with the tools that you're given. Because here's the thing, you can be in therapy for 10 years and still remain to be the same exact person. Why is that? Because you go there for terms of storytelling. Because you go there because you just want to storytell. You know, so you really have to actually put in the work. The real therapy begins after the sessions, and you would think I would have known that, but I learned that when I was on the receiving end of it, when I was the patient. So number three, sometimes the apology isn't for sincerity purposes but for absolution. That is so real, because you come to find out that sometimes, I mean, what we're always saying is say sorry. You know, I think that was, sorry was one of like the magic words that I learned in pre-unit or whichever point of kindergarten. But you can't but then you grow up and you realize that sometimes people don't say sorry because they in fact are sorry. They just want to say sorry so that asonge kwa hiyo story. You know, sinile we si ukubali tu apology ama uko na mambo yako uniambie, you know. Sometimes it's just more of they want to know that their slate is clean. Number four, never say never. I said this last time. I in fact said this last time, but truly never say never, because life has a really funny way of bringing things full circle. You find yourself in the exact situations that you said, I could never be like that. That could never happen to me. Oh my God, that will in fact happen to you, and it will happen to you twice, just so that you can know it was not a mistake the first time. Number five, we really don't own people. We only get to experience them. Again, something that I've really had to learn, in the sense that sometimes there are times that you really truly meet great people and amazing people and all of that, but then you can't. I hate this. I hate how this makes me feel. I hate how this makes me feel. Number six, you can love people, but no. Let me tell you, I've actually not read these points in a hot minute, so I'm just remembering them as I wrote them. You can love people but not like them, and that is very true. Especially the best example that I can give is for family members, where truly you as my brother or my sister or my sibling or whatever, I can want the best for you, but sometimes you do something and I'm like, I actually do not like you. You know those aunties that just be doing some things and you're like, really Catherine, really? Is that who you really are? Is that what you represent? Adulting and the never-ending exhaustion. And that's the funny thing, is I am not even a full-on adult right now. I'm still living in my parents' household, and even then I still feel it. I still feel the pressure, and I'm just like, and you guys have families out here. You're in charge of a whole group of people and in charge of yourself as well. Oh my God. But yeah, that is just so much exhaustion. It's not necessarily even just physical exhaustion. I mean, that one is there, but there is so much exhaustion in terms of like emotional. And there's something that I've been thinking about very often recently. I learned it from TMI, and it's called like the decision exhaustion, which is something that we were looking forward to when we were like growing up, and you're like, I can't wait to be making my own decisions and be in charge of myself, but then you become an adult and realize there are way too many decisions to make. Like, you mean to tell me I need to make decisions about my life, the big stuff, how I'll study, where I'll study, who I'll choose as a partner, how many kids I want to have, the house I want to live in, the car, and still at the end of the day, I'm gonna get home and decide what I want to eat for lunch, what I want to eat for supper, what I want to wear, what I want to, like, these constant decisions to be made all the damn time. Oh my God. Number 8, are you really healed or are you in the absence of triggers? I'm gonna let you sit with that one. Yeah, no, let that sink in. Do not fast forward me. Let that sink in. Are you truly healed, or are you in the absence of triggers? Because sometimes you think or you feel like you are great, like you're truly past it, and then something comes along and it wakes up the old you. It it triggers your old behaviors, and yo, oh my god, I will relate that to something else that I've been thinking about. Yeah, you can tell I'm a thought daughter because I've been thinking all the time. But something I've been thinking about a lot is the whole thing about attachment styles, where you can think you're securely attached and truly believe you are, and then you start dating, and guess what? Here comes the anxious attachment. Here comes the avoidant attachment. Or if you're unlucky, you get them both. Hence we call them disorganized attachment. I'm telling you. Number 9, the sooner you learn where you lie in people's lives, the better. It really saves you time because you will act accordingly and just know how much to expect. Again, truer words have never been spoken, because here's the thing, I would rather know I am not in your tier 1 friends. I would rather know that instead of me overplaying my role and expecting too much, and then I realize, oh damn, oh no, I am the friend that you usually hang out with when you see them, like physically. Like, I'm not the friend that you will go out of your way to make plans with. It makes it so much better than the awkward situation of expecting so much from someone whole time that is not where they have placed you. Aki, heri tu ujue mapema. Heri nijue basi wewe tunaonanga na wewe maybe twice a year. And this is just an example. In fact, this is just an example. Of course, you may have your own. But yeah, please just know where you lie in people's lives and make peace with that. Hey, it saves you a lot, for real. 10, sometimes you have to let the person go through it because you can't always fix everything. And that really sucks, especially if it is someone that you care about. Sometimes you really just have to let it run its course. I'll give an example where you have kept on telling your friend, achana na huyu kijana, achana na huyu kijana, achana na huyu kijana, umemwambia kila saa, umemtolea pro presenter, ukamwonyesha hapo a whole presentation of why you should leave this nigga alone because it's not good for you, and they're still going back. Sometimes you have to let them go back. In fact, let them go back. It sounds very harsh sometimes when you say it, it's like, wacha enda hadi roho ikatae kurudi. But you have to let it run its course. It's just the whole, sometimes as humans, we really are limited in some things. So again, at the end of the day, if it is an adult, of course, if it is an adult you are dealing with, imagine itabidi tu kama umeacha make decisions zake, and you just let the decisions take their own course and their life continue like that until they reach a point and decide, you know what, actually I agree with what you were saying, that person was actually not good for me at the end of the day. Let it run its course. Let it run its course. It may hurt to watch, for sure, but sometimes you have to let people do what they want to do. Get your pockets of joy wherever you can and enjoy it, because suffering nayo haijali kama what? Suffering nayo haijali kama you've had a 40-day streak of just crying, bado inafinya tu. Very, very real. When you can laugh, please laugh. When you can laugh, please laugh. Because when life decides to get hard, oh my god, does it hold back? It doesn't. It does not hold back. So whenever you can be happy, please be happy. Number 12. Hey manze, I was on a roll when I was writing this. Genes play a big role with how your body turns out. Some respond faster to workouts because what? Because metabolism is on point. And then others need a minute to get there. I don't know how else to say it in the nicest way possible, because I'm literally even saying it to my own self, where I think I even spoke of it in my last video. If you have not watched it, here is the video. Okay, next. But yeah, for some people, they really just have good genes, honestly. Kuna mtu utakaa hapo na yeye na mtakula kama 2 fundis, and even then, they will still have a slim waist. And then you make a mistake, and you eat 1 piece of bread today out of the 7 days, and your stomach is bloated for the next 2 weeks. Number 13, emotional regulation is such an important skill, and I have learned that through and through. The ability to learn how to regulate your own self is very, very important, because I mean, here's the thing, yes, you can have like a support system and all, that's great, but you cannot rely on people to always help you out of a funk. You cannot rely on people to always help. They can try, They can try, but at the end of the day, you truly only have yourself in the nicest way possible. I have learned that myself, where it's like you rely on someone to like show up for you in a certain way, and they genuinely couldn't at that time. They genuinely couldn't because they also had a lot on their place. Because remember, in friendships, in family, in relationships, whatever, most of us are adults. Like everyone else is dealing with so much in their own lives. So when you are going through something and you're just looking forward to this one person just doing everything for you, you will suffer because chances are they are also going through it and they're probably looking at you to help. You see. All that goes to say, at some point, you really have to learn to emotionally regulate yourself. If you're mad, if you're sad, if you're happy, if you're anxious, if you're this and you're that, at some point, there has to be some measures set in place from you, by you, and for you. Number 14. Hi. Number 14. This one, please just open your ears. Lend me your ears. Nothing is for free. You will in fact pay for it one way or another. And when I say pay for it, it is not only that monetarily, it's not that money, like you will pay 1,000, 2,000. No! Sometimes you pay it with your peace of mind, sometimes you pay it with your emotions. What else did I write? There is something. You're gonna pay it with something. Sometimes it's even your time. Sometimes it's your energy. Hakuna kitu ya free. And I have really learned this from a certain not to be soft launching again, but yeah, I have really learned from a certain someone about the law of equivalent exchange. It gets more and more real every single day, to be honest. So genuinely, there is nothing that you can ever get for free, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, because let's say, for example, for a good thing, maybe you're able to like elevate, maybe you're able to get to an even higher place in life. With that success comes the requirement. With great power comes great responsibility. That's exactly, actually, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that statement. That gives my whole example and it explains it for me. Moving on. Number 15, there is book smart that's always been emphasized on our whole lives, which is good. Of course, it's good. But there are more things that have not been emphasized in life, and that is 1, emotional intelligence, and 2, social intelligence. Because it has been drilled in our heads for so long about, yeah, read, you need to get your A's, you need to read. But also you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to understand what is going on with your own self. You need to be self-aware. And to be socially intelligent means that you have like street smarts. You have street smarts. You're able to like maneuver your way with people, around people, or with people. You're able to maneuver yourself out of certain situations. You're able to read the room, to know when you're not wanted, to know when to leave. For those people who have watched Big Bang Theory, you can get the reference, but Sheldon is such a big example of what it looks like to have 1 out of 3, because he only has the IQ. And that is where it ends. He doesn't know when to see that he's pissing people off. He doesn't know when to... He doesn't know when to leave a room. He doesn't know when to shut his mouth. He doesn't know how to basically work with the people that he will need in the future. Anyway, moving on. Number 16. You only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. May sound trippy, may sound dumb, depending on how you want to see it, but truly, you don't know what you don't know. And that is such a big statement. It's a very loaded statement, in fact, that we could always get into at some point, maybe in the future, but I've been learning that a big amount. 17, having your... I'm telling you guys, I was on a roll and I was writing this. Having your own money is so important. It will save you from having to sit in so much shenanigans. That... I don't even know if we can call that gospel truth, because very true. And here's the thing, I'm not just speaking of romantic aspects, I'm speaking of having money in all the aspects, whether it is romantic, whether it is in your family, whether it is in your workplace, whether it is with your friends. In whatever aspect it is, having your own money will really protect you from being disrespected in a lot of ways, because money, again, I said this in the last video, money is very important. It is really a resource. It really gets you out of a lot of situations, so that when you start smelling the disrespect within me, can go. I can pay for my own fare. I can pay for my own house. I can pay for this and that. I can rely on myself. See, because a lot of situations, a lot of toxic situations that we end up staying in, you know you're in one, but you stay in it. Why? Because you don't have the ability to leave. So hey, where I feel like I'm about to start preaching over here. Number 18, you in fact cannot spot train. You have to burn the fat overall. I'm sorry. I said what I said. And I'm gonna move on. Yeah. Number 19. Wow. Green and pink actually go together. Who would have thought? I was so surprised. And I'm talking about this pink. Okay, I don't want to turn the camera because I'll have to turn it back. But there's a certain like a jungle green kind of, like a kind of, you know what? I'll just put the shades on the screen. But like a jungle green and a nice pink kameshika, not hot pink, but they really go together. And that's the same as what was I saying? Orange and pink. Like I've just been discovering some interesting colors on the color wheel that actually go together, and you're like, oh damn, this is what they talk about when they say color blocking. Okay, I see you. And on a related note, monochrome is the, wow, I really said monochrome is the shit for real. Because when you do shades of the same color, for example, a dark color, a dark shade and a lighter shade of the same color. Oh my god, that fit looks so amazing. And the funny thing is, I don't know if it's me who is getting old or denim on denim is starting to make sense now. Genuinely, I look at people wearing denim on denim nowadays, like the way Wanjiru pulls it off, and I'm like, okay, I kind of see where you're going with this one. I mean, I'm not mad at it. 21, you're allowed to change your mind. The biggest change of mind that can come to mind right now is me and my idea of running, because I really disliked running. I didn't even care for it. Actually, I couldn't care less until I tried it like a month or two ago, and then I realized, oh damn, it's actually not as bad as I thought. Like I just needed to tweak a couple of things, and I kind of got a nice, like a sweet spot to running. So you really are allowed to change your mind. It's not set in stone. Okay, if you think a certain opinion is not serving you anymore, let it go. Please, we are evolving and you're allowed to. 22, learning to read between the lines, read the room, or just basically situational awareness overall will save you a lot. And also at the end of the day, you go where you are wanted. I just said it in the other point. I don't even need to expound on it. 24, finishing with a banger. I've tested employment. I've tested unemployment. I highly recommend being a Nepo baby. That is where I end it, in fact. Oh, I have a bonus point. You really just pick your poison. You can choose the pain of discipline, or you can choose the pain of regret. It's that literally every choice that you make has its own pros and cons. And sometimes those cons are not the best. They're not the best, but that's the choice that you made, for real. Because if you choose, let's say maybe to get into fitness, right? I've been talking about fitness a lot lately. But if you choose to get into fitness, there is really that pain of showing up every single day, which is what I've said, the discipline. Or if you choose to stay without like being fit or whatever, you stay with that regret or that constant like feeling so heavy and being like, oh my god, I want to start. There's always pain. Like this is why I'm saying you really just pick your poison. There is some cons to every single decision that you make. So it's just more of, what con am I picking? I don't even know how to end this video because I feel like I have dropped so many gems, and that's just me at 24. Who knows what I'll be saying at 50? Oh no, it's not promised, it's not guaranteed. But yeah, anyways, yeah. So if you have resonated with any of them, do let me know. Let me know your own gems. What have you been learning in the years that you have been living, you know? So yeah, hope that you enjoyed, hope that you learned something, because apparently I can't talk today. Hope that you enjoyed and hope that you learned something. I will see you in the next one.